Hey guys, it is 12:37 a.m. on the 13th of December, 2022, and I'm at a point where I've got to make some rolls for you guys, or I lose some of my authenticity. I can't plan any further, basically. Quick disclaimer, if you're not up to chapter probably 18, 19, 20 of the first book of the Resonance Cycle, these rolls will be spoilers. The outcomes will be spoilers. If you're not worried about spoilers, then, dive on in. If you're if you're getting into this series later on, hopefully, and you're going back and looking at these, if you're part of our chat and social community, my plan is to let you guys be involved, influence the variables that you see on the screen, let you watch the rolls in real time, and kind of theory craft with me and have fun doing that. But what I'm doing first is I'm trying to get this first book done and getting it all established, and getting that baseline of trust between me and you guys, so you see that I'm doing this, I'm legit, I'm trying to make this. And for those of you who are just turning in for the first time, which probably aren't many of you, this is not a choose your own adventure book, but what I'm doing is I'm rolling to pick outcomes in a very it's a LITRpg series. So it's the RPG is me rolling that dice and me saying, like, as an author, here are the outcomes that are interesting for me to write, right? Like, these are the ones that I want to write, I'm okay with writing, and then I take anything that I'm not interested in writing off the table. So I'm not trying to sugarcoat it and say, well, I'm only gonna do all these, like, if the character's ever injured or whatever, if I roll really bad, it's gonna, oh no, he died. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna lie to you and mislead you, but I am gonna say, like, how the story evolves is gonna be shaped by these variables and these dice rolls. All right, intro out of the way, spoilers done. Let me walk through this. The character's in his first dungeon. He has a looting power. He asked for one early on, so this is not a big spoiler for the book. And the way the looting power works is his personal game master is like, okay, I'm gonna roll. There's a random chance you're gonna get something interesting, and he's going to defeat a revivification lich, and obviously there's a chance for something that's useless or a botch. Then he's going to get a modest or significant customization on a specific piece of gear that will be revealed in the text. And then he may gain a moderate or greater power from the being. Now, keep in mind the power has a cap of 2 levels above where he is, and it won't grow. So it'll be something interesting. But I don't want to introduce a lot of power creep. I don't find it interesting when characters can overcome everything, or when the power doesn't force them to make interesting choices. So we'll see how that goes if that role turns that way, because I don't know yet. I haven't planned for it. It's authentic and honest to what the character's asked for in that power. All right, he's going to go into a library. He's going to search for some books. In this area of the dungeon, a lot of things are death attuned, like divinely death attuned, because there's lots of undead and things like that. So there's going to be a number of chances for the character to add death to his prism. And this is just one of those chances where it's like, okay, look, there's a tome. What would someone hide in that tome? It would be death attuned items or artifacts or something like that. So a perfect 8 out of the 2 rolls he's going to get is going to get him something that can let him become death attuned. It'll hurt him, he'll go through a process for it, but it's just logical for that to be in the area. It makes sense. Otherwise, whatever. Doesn't matter. There'll be other opportunities and other roles for death attunement, or he may not get it at all. That's fine. He's going to come to a room where they were making custom monsters. They have all these brains and all these bodies and all these different power sets, and they mix them together. And he may mess with that or he may not. It's more interesting for me if he says he does it. I don't think the character would, so I'm giving it 50-50. So, and then if he does, we have this cool sheet, which I will probably have to toss out or destroy, like not destroy, but remake if I do this again later, because I don't want to use data from this to influence my other choices, which is frustrating. But I had to pre-make this because I didn't want to feed in either direction. Like, I didn't want to have this blank and then roll yes and then make this chart knowing that he had rolled yes, because then I would be influenced by it. So it's already there, and we're good to go. If I roll a 1, it's useless. If I roll a 16, it's basically useless. If I roll a 20, I roll twice. There's some very useful ones in here, but I'm trying to make sure they're all quirky and cool and add to the story, rather than, again, power creeping it. right, finally, there's some ghosts in the dungeon. There might be some possession that's going on. I was going to roll that, but with all the other rolls involved and all the other powers and all the other nuance, I'm gonna have control over that based on those outcomes. And finally, on his way out of the dungeon, there will be a corridor leading that's aligned to a deity, and there's some spoilers there. I'm not going to go into those, but the names are kind of spoilery, but spoiler light. Anyway, I didn't know which one that would be ahead of time, like which alignment would get him back out to the quarry. So I'm gonna roll for that, and the adventures he has down that corridor and at the end of that corridor will be shaped by this roll, which will be really cool. It'll shape, again, we're shaping the character, we're shaping the story, we're shaping his mentality, we're shaping everything based on these rolls, and I'm excited to show them to you. Now I'm going to stop this video. I'm going to pick up my phone. I'm going to show you my watch. It is 12:42 a.m. So it may take me 2 or 3 minutes to set up. Once in a while the lights crap. But if it all works out, 2 or 3, 4 minutes, I'll be rolling, and you'll be seeing live. Cheers. Time for the rolls. It is 12:44 on December 13th. I'm rolling for the first dungeon chapters. If you're seeing this, there's going to be spoilers for these chapters. Don't watch it if you're not going to get spoiled. Let's get to the rolls. So first, the lich result. And here are my dice. Lich result. 6. Moderate power. Okay. Book result times 2. We'll roll this twice. So 4. Nature of Death Magic, and 6 monster information. So he gets monsters and magic. Does he make a custom monster? All right, let's go. It hit the dice. It hit the dice. I'm gonna rule that's a do-over because it hit the dice. Like I just had to. Okay, hit the dice, and we got a yes. So, like, if you guys are watching this and you're like, well, you re-rolled, I'm like, it hit the dice, though. You guys know how this is. If it interrupts the flow of the dice, then the magic of the roll hasn't happened. That's going to be a standing rule from now on, by the way. All right, let's go ahead and go into the monster table. He rolled a 14, and he gets a mirror clone. Oh, gosh. That's going to take the series in a whole different direction. Okay. And the corridor out. 16. Celestials. There you have it. Again, the dice hit and stopped the momentum. And if it had continued to roll, we don't know the result. So it hit. I did a fresh roll, and now we've got this result, and it's gonna be wild.